So today's Christmas project for the first day of Christmas is the Christmas Whimsy card kit. So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to share it with you. This is what you get when you order a kit. Everything is in the box. So I'm just kind of sneaking things out already. You get an ink spot because you need that for stamping, right? You get a cute little stamp set. This one has some images. It has some words. And then there is a packaged supply box in here. I'm going to get rid of the box for a second and flip that over upside down, and there it is, the Christmas Whimsy Kit. Now, I am going to tell you right now, this kit is sold out online. However, I do have an inventory on hand. If you want to send handcrafted cards this year and you like this card set, you can order them from me. I think I put a link right above. Get it sent directly to you, and the earlier the better, because you want to have time to craft and to get them in the mail so they get received before Christmas. So what I'm doing, I'm opening the kit. Here's what's inside. So I'm going to show you. There are some cute little star embellishments. There's a spool of gold twine. You have your adhesive, which is mini Stampin' Dimensionals. You have the instructions. So I'm telling you, everything is in the kit. You should need nothing else except 3 essential tools I'm going to share with you in just a minute. The instructions, I'm going to say, they are so easy. They are very visual, no words, just pictures on what you have to do. So if you can just look and then repeat, you're going to be all set. There's a chipboard, and I'm actually going to save that because this is a great surface to stamp on. Then you have another kind of adhesive. You have mini glue dots, and you have lots of die cuts. So there looks to be 2 die cut sheets, different images. You have your card bases, and there's 2 different kinds. So this kit will create 2 different card styles, and you create 4 of each. So you're going to get 8 cards. There are some labels that you're going to be stamping on, more gold stars, and beautiful envelopes with the gold. Hello, Joan from Washington State. Welcome in. And there's our second. So we have 2 card-based styles, and I'm going to put them in 2 different stacks. And I'm going to share with you, earlier today, I gathered with a couple of other stampers, and we actually kitted together. So that's one of the cool things about these kits, is you can have an extra kit on hand or split the kit and share it with a friend, because you want to be crafting and visiting and just enjoying the craftiness together. That's one of the other beauties of stamping, is the chance to connect with friends and family. Nikki says she has. So Nikki, that is awesome. You already have your tree up. I'm not surprised, Nikki, actually, because you're on it. You're very organized and timely. I have had a rough time this year getting started. So this, I think my 12 days is going to help me get into the spirit, get the tree up. So what kind of tree do you put up? Do you put up an artificial tree, or do you put up a real tree, or a formerly live tree? I know the advantage to the live tree is that nice scent that you get, but I know timeliness is an issue. You don't want to put it up too early because it could dry out. And what kind of decorating do you do on it? Is every year different, or do you tend to put up the same decorations every year because that's just your style? All right, so I'm going to share with you. I'm not going to be using that Stampin' Spot. I am using my full size ink pad. So Debbie says she uses an artificial tree, as do I, Debbie, because ordinarily I put it up even before Thanksgiving some years, and it stays up till early January. And I don't think you could do that with a live tree. Also, in the kit, you do get an acrylic block. This one's a little bit different. The kit blocks, they're still size D, but they are different than the ordinary acrylic blocks. This is a D as well. Mine happens to be personalized, so I'm going to bring those along, and I'm going to use those just because I have them. You don't have to have them because the kit includes them. So I have my ink, I have my acrylic block, I have my stamp set. The next thing I'm going to do is punch out some of these die cuts, and I'm just going through the process of organizing. Some people do it a little bit different. Have you ever done a Stampin' Up! Kit, and what's your process? I've watched other people make kits. Some crafters do one at a time. I like to combine tasks. Look what I'm doing. I'm punching out 2 at a time. So there they are. There are different elves. There are boy elves, girl elves. Well, I say that because there's some with what appears to be a dress, and there's some with pants, or I'm not sure what you would call those little garments, but they are on a ladder. One's putting up the star, so I've got 4 of those. Then I have just the character bringing in a gift. So Nikki has an artificial one too. I think sometimes that's the way to go, especially if you want to do it early and enjoy it for a longer period of time. There's also a little elf that's pulling a sled piled high with gifts. These Christmas Whimsy cards are really sweet. They were introduced last year on the kit rack, and by the way, there are many other kits in the online store. These, because they're seasonal, they just happen to be sold out. Fortunately, I snagged a few earlier in the year before the holidays, and so they are available. They're $20 a kit. If you order them directly through me, you do have to pay shipping, and I will combine shipping if you want more than one kit. You get 8 cards in the kit, so if you want to send more than 8 handmade cards, you'll need more than one kit. The other reason you might want more than one kit, as I said earlier, is if you have a friend that you're going to be crafting with. A friend, a mother, a daughter, family member. It's more fun when you craft together, I think. And I'm almost done punching out these die cuts. So you just have to be really delicate because some of them are very narrow and you could rip them if you force them. So there's those. So you should have 4 of each die cut because you're going to make 4 of 2 designs. So I've done my die cut punching. As I said, I'm going to use this as my Pierce mat. Pam says she has an artificial tree too. Is it up and is it decorated? That's my next question, because it's a chore. It's a process, right? Unpacking all the decorations and all the ornaments. I think I really enjoy putting it up. What I dread is taking it down because it's time consuming and everything has to be organized and cleaned and just right. I think this year that's what I'm having anxiety over, is if I put it up, I'm going to have to take it down. But it's going to have to happen, right? Because that's like the center of the holiday, is having that tree up. All right, my friends, I am on card 1. So as I said, the instructions are visual. I'm going to want the horizontal card base. I want that elf pulling the sled with the pile of presents, and I want the single elf giving a gift. I need a tag, I need some twine, I need the stamp that says Merry Christmas to you, my acrylic block. So let's get those things ready to go. So here's my card base. Here is one of the extra tools I like to have with the kit, and it will easily store in the kit box. You need your bone folder. Well, you don't need a bone folder, but it's always helpful. It gives you that nice crisp fold when you fold down and you burnish that score line. I need one of the sled and one of the single elf. I'm also going to pull the greeting. This greeting again is the Merry Christmas to you. So there's also a greeting for the inside of the card, and that is so cool because some of us are at a loss for words. If we have a little stamp like this for the inside, it gets us started. This one says, wishing you peace, joy, and love now and throughout the coming year. So how sweet is that? And Pam says she's not decorated yet. My other one is ready, set up. Will be a busy weekend. So it's happening at the weekend, Pam. I think tomorrow's Friday. I'm going to make a plan to get mine up on Friday. At least get it up. That'll get me motivated as well. So I've got my stamp mounted. I'm going to need my ink. I already said that. And I need one tag, which is right here. There are two styles of tags for this particular one. I want the tag shape. There's also an oval tag. And it has a pretty gold accent around the border of the tag. That's where I'm going to be doing my stamping. I will do the stamping now. And here's another tip. One of my stampers earlier in the day struggled with getting too much ink on the stamp. And the technique is to pounce or just kind of dab it onto the ink pad and then ink down. And here's why you want the chipboard. You can actually try out your inking because sometimes you need to stamp at least once before you get a crisp image. That looks great. So I'm going to stamp, 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 press down firmly without moving, and get a nice crisp image. Merry Christmas to you. Very nice. Now, I have to admit, when my stamper was here creating the kit and she received the ink spot, she looked at it and said, Anna Marie, how do you stamp on that? Because she was thinking you open up the ink spot and then, like we do with the larger ink pads, you just come down onto the ink pad. But with these little spots, I actually do the opposite. I flip my stamp over and bring my spot down onto my stamp to ink up. You'll notice the other thing I like to do when I have the ink spots, I'll open on one side and not on the other. That way the lid is attached and I can close it up and it'll stay juicy longer. These aren't going to last forever, the ink spots, but what it allows you is to have a collection of different colors when you've purchased different kits, or you also get these in the paper pumpkins. So two great things that happen in the kits. You get a supply of ink so you can create your own assortment. And then they're very easy. You can put them right inside the kit as well for storage. So I've done my stamping. The next thing you can see is the directions tell me which kind of adhesive I'm going to use. There are these solid dots that are going to be the mini glue dots. And then there are these shaped hollow images. Those are going to be the Stampin' Dimensionals. So that's what I need. The next step tells me, whoops, card number 1. The next step tells me how I'm going to add my adhesives. So behind the die cuts, I want the dimensionals. You can see all that going on there. Oh, I also want to stamp on my card base. So I need my stars. I was looking at the first page of directions. So the other thing is that you probably will need, and you don't need it right away, but you will want a chamois. I cut my chamois into pieces so I have small bits. They're much easier to work with. You're going to want to wipe down your stamp, peel it off. And I'm going to use the same block for the stars. Now you have to be careful on this stamp set there are snowflakes and there are stars. And on this particular one, we want the, let's see, we want the snowflakes. It's in the sky. I guess it's a snowy day in the forest. So I'm going to peel that off, plop it right onto my acrylic block and ink up. Now another reason you want the chipboard on your stamping surface is in case you stamp off on the edges, you're not going to dirty your surface or ink up your surface. So I'm going to go all the way to the end, and look at that. I grabbed the wrong, I grabbed the stars instead. I'm going to switch it out. So each card is going to be unique, not an issue, right? That, after just one sip of my Drinky Winky. I think it's not so much my drink, it's more just my, oh, here's a word, my scatterbrainedness. All right, there are my snowflakes. Gonna stamp down. And for those of you who have already decorated the tree, what's the decorating style? Is it like modern? Is it traditional, green and red, all the ornaments, or do you go with a theme? It wouldn't be a surprise for you to learn what kind of tree I have in my home every year. And that's one of the things I do enjoy about putting it up. It's another opportunity for me to display the cute ornaments and decorations that I've collected. All, of course, Scotty themed. So, all right, so now I stamped my background. Now it's time to put the adhesives behind my die cuts and even behind my tag. So adhere away. Now, if you need help, look at this. The instructions even show you where to put the dimensionals. And of course, you can veer away from the directions if you feel comfortable. Some people still need the comfort of or reassurance that they're doing it right, and they want to follow the directions. That's exactly what happened with me when I was stamping or kitting together. I had one more experienced crafter, not necessarily a stamper, but somebody who was really comfortable with creativity, and somebody else who needs the guidance of the instructions. So both ways work with the kits. They're great for the beginner, but they're also great for the experienced stamper because you still get to create your projects without the time and measuring involved in custom projects. So Debbie says she calls it a junk tree. Lots of different ornaments, mainly from Hallmark. Well, that is because Hallmark ornaments are so tempting to collect, right? You go into the the card shop and they have all the cute ornaments for all the different themes and maybe movies or characters. It's easy to collect ornaments. Nikki says her house and her tree is her happiness, and I agree. At this time of the year, I think it just does add it really puts you in the mood. All right, so let's see. I put my adhesive on. I'm going to need to snip 3 inches. Look at this. The directions show 3 inches of the gold cording. It goes for the tag. And one of the nice things with the kits is you have limited supplies to keep track of. So hopefully they're not getting lost all over the craft table. Now, here's something I struggle with, and maybe not with the gold cording, but certainly with my linen thread. It's always hard for me to find the end. I'm going to move my ink pad out of the way, and I'm going to share with you something else that's cool. On the instructions is a ruler. So this one has it in metric and in imperial. Very handy to have because remember, everything is in the kit. I'm going to measure out 3 inches. And if you know that you're making 4 of each card, you could cut all 4 pieces of twine at once. I'm just going to do 1 because, by the way, I'm only creating 1 of each of the cards. Let me take a break and take a sip of this lovely farmer's daughter. Look at that. And you know what? This drink even looks Christmassy, don't you think? Look at that beautiful green leaf and the beautiful red strawberries. Christmas colors, right? All right, so we've got our card base. We have our little die cuts all adhered. I can't move my directions too far from me because I need them all. Now I do need to add my cord or my twine, and you could use either paper snips, which by the way are one of the other tools I recommend that you have. You don't have to have them because you're not really going to do any cutting, but they're nice to have, especially when you need to cut twine. The bone folder, and another essential tool of mine is that take your pick. So Pam says one has all the ornaments collected over the years, and the other one's the fancy tree with blue and white. I think that many of us have the ornaments that have been collected over the years and do the same thing as you, Pam, because you want to look at all those collected ornaments, but you also want to have the stylized tree. So, and usually it's nice if you have them in different rooms too. Do you put your tree up in a different room? Do you put one like in a family room, one in a living room? One year I even had one in the kitchen. I know when I was growing up, I liked having my little mini tree in my bedroom. So all these different rooms to have a little tree, the little lights that decorate, and actually some trees only need lights to be cheery and merry. All right. Oh, that didn't work out for me. Look at that. And I don't know that I even need to. I mean, maybe I don't even need to tie that because it's so short. I'm going to have a go without doing that. So I'm going to put that aside though. And I think it is time to start adhering. Look at that. Lots of talking and very little crafting. And isn't that the way things go? I have one of my stampers mentioned that she had been away at a craft retreat. Now her craft happened to be quilting. She was gone the entire weekend and got very little quilting done. I know friends who go away for stamping retreats or scrapbooking retreats and get very little done as well, because it turns out to be a great time to just connect with the friends, share meals, watch movies, and just get together. I mean, crafting is kind of like this a side task or activity. Look at that. Already it's cute, I think. And what I was going to do was put that, let's see if I can still do that. I'm going to put a glue dot behind this. This is where I bring in my glue dot, my take your pick. And I'm always raving how I love these mini glue dots. Let's see if they work for me now. And I put one right at the edge there. Many crafters do not like the mini glue dots. I think they work out really well in certain instances. I love having them. In fact, lots of crafters I've read just toss them out. And I say, hey friend, toss them to me because I can make great use of them. Look at this. This is what I'm doing. I'm kind of patching that through, and I just, instead of knotting it, I just tuck that back behind that tree, and luckily I have dimensionals here to hold the tag in place. I want it to come out this way, and then I have one more elf to add. That single elf carrying one present. Pam says one in the family room, one in the living room, and 3 miniature. Wow, the miniature are they themed? That's a lot of miniature trees, I think. Oh wow, I moved him over quite a bit. I'm gonna have to put my other elf up here. which is okay. So the photo shows him down a little lower. I'm okay with it being up. I think it's pretty cute. And we are almost done, not quite. We have embellishing to do, right? So in this little sheet of embellishments, again, there are stars, there are snowflakes. Let's see if I can get this one right. Here are this, I'm going to use the snowflakes, right? Because it's a snowy day. Now, I have a lot on my sheet, so I'm going to feel free to just scatter them about. I'm going to use my take your pick, which just shot one of the embellishments across the table, and just go for it. So I think I could use at least 4, maybe 6 on one card. These are just kind of scattered about, so you have lots of shimmer and shine. These are like iridescent snowflakes. Lots of charm added with that. And I'm just letting them fly off. I need to put my finger down below so that they don't go off into space. And one more. There you go. And as I mentioned earlier, this stamp set has the inside greeting. Right through here. And I'm going to put that on my block as well. Let's see, what happened to the chamois? Right there, and I'm going to just wipe that down. Put that there, and this one's going to go, it's wider, so I can't kind of put it horizontally. I'm going to put it on the diagonal. I'm going to bring in my ink pad. And remember what I said about giving it a stamp before you put it onto your actual card. It looks great to me. I'm going to open that up, stamp down. So what you can expect in the upcoming 12 days of Christmas, I think I mentioned it if you joined me late. I did mention this at the beginning. I will have treats, packaging, gift tags, gift card holders, lots of things that you will want to give to friends, family, neighbors, the bank teller, the dog groomer, the hairstylist, all the little things that you want to hand out to show your gratitude from service throughout the year. There we go. There is card number 1. I love the way it shines with those iridescent snowflakes, and not too difficult to put together. We stamped, we adhered with the dimensionals, and also a little bit of stamping in the background. And there you go. There's card number 1. You'll make 4 of these in the kit. Let's bring out the second card base. The second card base is the different orientation. It's going to be vertical. It's still scored, and this has a little bit of gold on the card as well. So love that shimmer and shine. That just says holidays, right? I think both of these cards are pretty cute. All right, I'm going to bring in the instructions on this one. And you can see what we're going to need. We're going to need the elf on the ladder because she is putting the star on the tree. We are going to need an oval label. And this time we're going to need those stars. Just like so. What I have noticed, because I'm out on a dog walk every night, many neighbors have put up their Christmas lights that make the neighborhood look just beautiful. Lots of movement going on in the neighborhood. So you can see many people have their Christmas trees in or near the window. That helps get me in the mood for the season as well. And I do get to notice those things in spite of also keeping my eye on either the pups or any nightlife that might be out moving about at 9 and 10 o'clock at night, because in my neighborhood there is lots of nightlife. So I'm going to stamp stars in the background just like we did on the first card, and it shows you right here where the placement is. I do like using my full size ink pads, and if you don't have them available, it's no big deal because the spot is in your kit. So I'm just going to randomly put these stars all over. There you go. Lots of stars on the background. And I need to stamp my label. This time I'm going to stamp it with Season's Greetings. Another one of the little greetings. So this stamp set's also good for making your tags for your gifts or your treats. And it's tap, tap, tap. Don't smush it in, because then you just get inky images all over, and some of the residual ink winds up getting on your paper, which you don't want. So Season's Greetings. You do want to pay attention to the alignment because this is an oval, not a circle. Nice. And then one more thing to stamp. I'm going to go ahead and take care of that now. I should have done it before I took off the greeting. This is the inside greeting on the diagonal. Open this up. Tap, and remember, it's tap, tap, tap. Don't smush that into the ink pad. Stamping down. There's our inside image, and we could even, because you have a stamp set, you can just create as you like. I'm going to get those stars back and add a few stars to the inside of the card. You can customize it however you want or not. And I think the post office has told us we need to mail out by the 14th. Actually, I usually wait until the week right before Christmas because I want them to arrive early, but not too early. All right, so we have our stamping done. I'm going to bring in my images and take note of where I'm supposed to put my dimensionals. Let's see. Thanks. I am just all over the place on my desktop here. And let's see. Whoa. Let's see. All right, so back to the dimensionals, and this is probably the more time-consuming part of this kit. The nice thing is they gave us mini dimensionals. The elves have lots of thin areas that we want to be able to get some support on, including like the step to the ladder. And maybe the center of the ladder, and then down below on the legs, right there. And I'm ready to put my elf on my card base. So sweet. This little tree obviously is scantily decorated, just a string of lights. And as I said, sometimes I like the Christmas trees with just the string of lights. They look very majestic that way. So I'm going to put, look at my positioning, I'm going to put the die cut. It's not quite yet on the tree. It's off to the side. And here's where we're going to bring in one of the gold foil stars, and we are going to put this right atop the tree, or in the hands of the elf. So we have some more shine there. I need some twine. So going back to the directions, this time it says I need 8 inches. So I'm going to bring out my ruler, locate my twine, and get 8 inches here. And snip this off. So remember, it is nice to have paper snips or ribbon snips, your bone folder, and you take your pick tool. All right, then we are going to adhere this down, or actually you could just tie a bow. That makes it a little bit easier to manage. We tie a bow, bring that across, and what this is going to do, this goes behind the label. So there, I'm going to put it there, and let's see if this is going to work out for me if I put the label just like so. I'm going to help myself out with some mini glue dots. Take your pick, bring it there, and this is going to hold the gold twine in place. Hello, Marcia. Good evening from Texas. I'm glad you could join me on my first day of the 12 days of Christmas. I'm going to have lots of Christmas projects for you. And today we are just doing some last minute Christmas cards because there is still time to create your handmade Christmas cards. Now I'm going to add some mini dimensionals to the tag. So we are working on the Christmas Whimsy card kit that creates 8 Christmas cards. And this is going to go right in here. There we go. So one last thing, we want to add some more shine and shimmer. We're going to add the stars to this card from our embellishment sheet. And again, we have lots of stars, so just go for it. Start adding all of these iridescent stars. The take your pick is helpful. Yes, Marcia, I agree. These are very cute cards. There's 2 styles in this kit, and I'm not sure which is my favorite because they're both super cute and super easy to make. There we go. So I would say, again, you could put like 6 stars per card. And if you come up short, some cards might have fewer, some might have more. You have your gold stars as well, so you could even put some on your envelopes. We have our greeting. So there's one of the cards. Very cute, right? Here's another of the cards. And again, you're going to get 8, and you get the coordinating envelopes with the gold foil trim. Makes it look extra special. So you'll enjoy that. And again, you could stamp your envelope, customize your envelope as well. Merriest Christmas to you and season's greetings. 2 super cute cards in Christmas Whimsy. And so may I just suggest you grab an extra kit. They're super fun to craft with somebody. So friends, mothers, kids, neighbors, since everything is designed and prepped and organized, there is no stress when you're crafting these. There's time to visit. And that's exactly what I did with my friends. We spent 2.5, 3 hours more visiting than crafting. Now, this is the kit I have available through me if you use the PayPal link above, but there are also a couple of kits online. So let me show you what's online. One of the crafters chose this kit, which is called Cozy and Bright. This kit, you make all the same cards, and I believe there's 10 in this card. This picture doesn't do it justice. These card bases are just gorgeous. They're brilliant. They have that gold splatter, so they make really shiny, shimmery cards. Super cute envelopes. Again, you will get your acrylic block. Some of the die kits have adhesive, and then you have linen. So you have your embellishment, you have your adhesive, some with sticky die cuts. You have your dimensionals, Everything is included, and this one you get a Poppy Parade ink spot, and you get a stamp set. Now this one has the card with "May your holidays warm your heart." Sorry, "May this holiday warm your heart." But this very nice stamp set. Let's see if I can show it to you. I'm looking for my. Here we go. It's easier to read if I put it on a backing. So one says, "Celebrate the season. All is cozy and bright. May this holiday warm your heart. Wishing you a Merry Christmas." This is my favorite because it's punny. "Orange you glad it's Christmas." And "Happy Christmas." And Happy New Year as well. So that's the stamp set, and you can choose any of the greetings that you want on Cozy and Bright. Again, it makes 10 cards. This one is available online. So if you want to make some quick handcrafted Christmas cards, the kits are the way to go. Also, you can gift them. So these are easy peasy for people who are kind of pressed for time. There's one more thing. I do have one more kit of the From the North Pole paper pumpkin kit. In this kit, you make, I believe it's 12 tags. I had several of these kits, just one is left. You get this very cute stamp set. So again, let's see if I can, where did I put that chipboard? There we go. So you can see the stamp set is just adorable. I love the huge circle with the deer in the center. "Merry Christmas." You got your to and from for tags, "No peeking," a candy cane from Santa, "Open me," "Ho ho ho," and "Joy." So cute stamp set. Your ink spot on this kit is Cherry Cobbler. This is the, let's see, this was the November paper pumpkin. And as I said, I have just one of these. If you would like it, you can message me and I'll get it out to you. It's $20 plus shipping, but again, I have only one. So that's another option for your quick Christmas cards and tags. All right, let's see, what else do you need to know? So if you enjoyed the step-by-step crafting, I invite you to follow me on Facebook and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I love it when you comment or you give me a thumbs up or you subscribe to the channel. It all helps with reaching out in my business. You can click on the link above if you want the Christmas Whimsy Kit. And I'm also going to post the shopping link so you could pick up any additional kits. And don't forget, 2 sales going on the online store, the last chance sale, and I did send out an email with my top 5 favorites. If you're not on my email list, I can post that link as well because you're going to want to see my top 5 faves. And the last chance, did I say that already? So 2 things going on the online store. And that's it. I will be back tomorrow with day 2 of the 12 days of Christmas. We are going to be making a very easy treat to drop off to anybody who has provided service to you, like the bank teller, the hairstylist, the dog groomer. So I hope you can join me tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Thanks so much.